Hello and welcome to the UFC Fight Night 59 Boston McGregor versus Siver preview for MMA Latest News with myself, Stephen Howson, and I'm joined tonight by one of our writers, Jordan. Say hello, my mate.
How you doing? I hope you sound a little sick, Stephen. I hope you're doing well.
I'm not too bad actually. No, I'm just tired of it. It's been a long day. So last week our 10-minute preview lasted 27 minutes. Today we are going to keep this under 10 minutes. Well, we're at 30 seconds already, so we might as well get cracked straight into it. We've got 5 points that we're going to talk about today about this weekend's big UFC event. I'm super excited. I think Conor is the absolute real deal, mate. Is Dennis Siver going to be a threat for the future king?
I'll answer this very succinctly. I'm just going to go through his Dennis Siver's wins in the UFC. Just stop me if any of these impress you, okay? Naoti Katani, Chaz Jacquier, Nate Moore, Dale Hart, Paul Kelly, Spencer Fisher, Andre Winner, George Soteropoulos, Matt Wyman, Diego Nunes, Nam Pham, Charles Rosa.
Case closed. Next question.
Right.
No, in all seriousness, no. Although, yeah, he is arguably ranked top 10 by the UFC rankings. Fight Matrix put him at around about 19, I think, actually, off the top of my head. So I think that's more a realistic ranking for Dennis Siver. No disrespect to him. The guy's looking at probably... I'd be surprised if he does 5 more fights before he hangs them up, in all honesty. We interviewed him on Sunday. He never mentioned anything at all to do with his retirement. In fact, he said he was looking to knock McGregor out and he was looking to claim a title shot himself. Now, that could just be all hyperbole, because what's he going to say? Oh, yeah, he's probably going to run me over and then I'm probably going to retire. Well, you wouldn't be climbing in the cage, would you? If that was what... Even if he doesn't believe it, he's got to say it. So... yeah, I don't think Siver really does pose a legitimate threat. But I do think we're going to have an interesting fight. McGregor reckons it's going to end in 2 minutes. Coach Gavanna reckons it's going to end in 1 minute. Now, that's a bold claim. What do you think on those?
I think 2 sounds about right. I think Siver is obviously... Conor gets under people's skin. He does that so well. And he's clearly under Siver's skin. Siver's going to want to exchange. And that's going to be the downfall. I don't see it lasting more than 2 minutes, kind of like Conor said.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of a skill school, a striking skill school, because Conor's an unbelievably technical fighter. For all the physical gifts that he's got, the technique that he throws with is frightening. And I'm really looking forward to this one. This has got an early knockout, fight of the night written all over it. In terms of how much of a highlight reel it's going to be, not in terms of how close it's going to be or that it might go and be a bit of a war. I'll move on to that later, because I think the co-main event is probably going to be fight of the night. I think that's going to be a really exciting one too. Question number 2. If Conor wins, does the UFC hold this super fight with Aldo or title fight with Aldo? Do they hold it at Croke Park in Dublin in front of 90,000 people? In fact, Croke Park, I believe, has held 245,000 for a U2 concert. So I don't know if they can rejig the stage around or whatever, but this could end up over 100,000. It's going to absolutely smash the previous record at UFC 129 GSP versus Shields of 55,000. Do the UFC hold it there, and do you think it'll sell out?
Yes, they have to. Because if they do, this will be by far the biggest event that the UFC has ever held. And I mean, they talk about UFC 100 being a huge event for them. If Conor is he's such a huge promotional machine, and he delivers. And if he goes out and knocks out Siver, and everyone says that Aldo is going to be in Boston for the fight. So after Conor wins, expecting if Conor wins, if they pull Aldo up there, I wouldn't be surprised if Dana announces it in the cage after the fight.
Wow, that's exciting. That is exciting. Yeah, that's a way to set it up. I agree with you on the promotional machine that Conor is. The UFC released about 5 videos over the weekend promoting this fight, none of which featured Dennis Siver, which is laughable. I don't think they've ever done anything along those lines. Conor is the superstar in Ireland at the moment. Soccer is traditionally, football is one of the biggest sports in Ireland massive followings for Manchester United and Liverpool, two of the big English Premier League teams. There is no Irish superstar footballer at the moment at either of those teams or really lighting it up in the Premier League. There's no one really south of the border in Ireland that's smashing it in terms of boxing. You've got Carl Frampton up in Northern Ireland, who's making good waves and is a brilliant young lad, but nobody has been took to the heart like Conor McGregor has. He's got pizzas named after him in Dublin. The guy is on the front page of everything. It's all about Conor McGregor, and if this fight gets sold the correct way, which I am sure it will do, this is going to be enormous. Like I said, the whole country is behind him, and I for one can't wait. I'm going to be there. I'll tell you that for free. Okay, so we're at just under 6 minutes. We've got 3 questions to go, so let's blast through these ones real quick. We've got a co-main event. We've got Cowboy versus Henderson. Cowboy, the busiest man in the UFC, and Henderson did a little bit of complaining that he was only notified of the opposition change via text. What do you think on that? Is that right, or doesn't it matter?
It's kind of shitty, actually. The UFC's starting to get a little notorious for this. Like Musasi found out, I think via text or via Facebook, that his event got canceled when he was supposed to fight, I think, Munoz or something like that. So they've done this in the past. They kind of have a history of this. And kudos to Benson Henderson, because he's taken this. He kind of, apparently from the way I read it, he took a break between sparring sessions, checked his phone, saw he had a text from Cowboy saying, "Hey man, no hard feelings. We're going to go out there and give it all." And he's like, "All right, I got a new opponent." He didn't let it faze him at all. So I would hope that at this point in the game, being the premier organization in mixed martial arts, that the UFC would start to get their shit in order a little better. So hopefully moving forward, since every time it happens, they get called out. They get put on blast on all these
injuries happen though, and you've got to be able to replace opponents at the last minute. And maximum respect for Cowboy for stepping up. The guy's going to have fought twice in 15 days against 2 serious opponents. I'm not sure if Miles is in the top 10, but Benson certainly is. I think he's 4th. I think in the rankings. Does this put Cowboy in line for a title shot? Should he do the improbable? I would say. I mean, it's going to take a massive ask if he was going to beat Benson with a camp. So doing it on 2 weeks' notice with a fight, which wasn't the hardest fight he's ever going to have, but it's still a fight. It's still all the adrenaline dump. Yeah. You've still got the weight cut. You've still got the diet. You've still got everything. You, as a professional athlete, you're going to have trained so you peak at the right time, and then this now should be him just enjoying pizza and beer and hunting and all the rest of the things that he enjoys. 2 weeks out from that, if he wins this fight and he wins it convincingly, is he the one to get the next title shot? Does he leapfrog Khabib? Or would you like to see them two throw down?
That would be amazing. Personally, I'd like to see Khabib get the shot regardless, but I think from a marketing standpoint, it's easier to market. So, say Cerrone goes out and beats Benson Henderson. This guy he's won 6 fights in 12 months then, and he finishes a lot of his opponents. So it might be the easier sell, say Pettis beats RDA. It might be easier to sell a rematch between those two with Cerrone on this hot streak over a guy coming off a knee injury who hasn't fought in, 2 years, however long it's been for Khabib. I still think Nurmagomedov is the going to be the king of that division for a while, but he's been on the shelf, and it might be hard to sell. He's not a household name.
Nope. No, especially not over in the States. The guy, I don't even know if he speaks English, so promotion for anybody that is a foreign national that doesn't speak the local language is probably why Conor's been taken so well. It's difficult. That's why no one really takes Aldo so serious, because we don't hear from him. We don't see the day-to-day interactions with him. We're approaching under 10 minutes, so I'm just going to hustle it up and make sure we try and get this under.
Yeah.
Just a real quick one. Give me your picks for the main event and for the co-main event.
Conor blasts through Siver.
Yep.
And Henderson squeaks out a close decision over Cerrone.
Oh, I'm just going to flip the other way on that. I'm going to go Conor with a absolute running of Dennis Siver in the first round. I'm not putting money on it because the odds are terrible.
They're stupid.
And I'm going to say split decision, close decision for Cowboy in the co-main. And yeah, right. Thank you for tuning in. I think we've just about got this on under 10 minutes, although the sponsors are now going to take us over. Make sure you check us out on the interweb, www.MMALatestnews.com. This week we've had Ken Shamrock on, we've had Dennis Siver on with interviews, we've got interviews coming with fighters from all over the place all the time, so make sure you check us out. We're on Twitter at MMA Latest News without the E. I'm sure you can find us. We're on Facebook, and we've got another sponsor for today is going to be DraftKings.com. I'll throw the link in below so you can check it out. They've got some specials going on for this weekend, so you've got free entry and you can win a couple of grand, I think, if you're going to do the fight picks. It's pretty good. They've just added the MMA section to it. I had a go for the Jones and Cormier card and I did nothing. So check it out. Have a go yourself. It's pretty good, in all honesty. You can win quite a lot of cash if you're going to put some money down. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please share the videos because that's how we get seen by everybody. And if we get a large enough following, we're going to be able to start taking this out on the road, and we're going to be doing interviews with fans, getting your opinion and finding out what you think at the fights. So we would rather be at the fight talking to you in the arena instead of sitting here in the spare room talking on the laptop. Anyway, thank you for watching, and check us out on Friday with the weigh-ins, and I believe we might have a fight companion this Saturday as well. Good night.